Hello and welcome to Esme on Football. My name is Mal Pope and this lady is...
I'm Esme Allchurch.
It's lovely. Thanks for inviting me to your home.
Okay.
Another start of another season and a lot of changes for the Swans again.
Yes, an awful lot of changes. Another manager, more coaches. I haven't been fortunate enough to meet them, but they seem to be doing very well so far. And of course, players, change of players. Some gone, new ones arriving.
But really, it's nothing new, isn't it? It's happened with the Swans, well, from
Forever.
time immemorial, isn't it?
Forever. I seem to be watching them forever and a day, and it always happens. We always seem to blend really good youngsters, and once they reach sort of, not maturity, but once they look as if they're going to be good players, some other club will come along with far more money than us, and they'll take them off. So, and that's it. And not only the players, it's happened to our managers as well recently. So,
yeah, we
have to put up with it. That is Swansea City.
So you weren't surprised that Graham Potter went in the end, I suppose. Money does talk, doesn't it?
Well, once he was offered a Premiership club, unfortunate for us, it was so quick. But Graham couldn't refuse that offer because he may never get that offer again. But it was going to a nice place. He was going to a nice place to live. So I'm sure he'll be fine. Yeah.
So a new manager. Some of the other players that have gone. Daniel James, we're going to miss him.
Oh, yeah. I was so sorry to see Dan go. He was like one of our kids when we, left watching him for the under-23s, and then when he came into the first team, that again was an offer he couldn't refuse to go to Man U. Well, Ryan Giggs was sitting behind me at the game. I'm sure it was the Man City game. And when Dan scored that fabulous goal, was that the Man City game?
He played wonderfully against Man City. There was the great game against Brentford. Brentford.
No, it wasn't that one. This one was right up in the corner, and I just happened to turn around, and Ryan's mouth was wide open. I thought, oh my God, no, he'd be back reposing that one.
Yeah,
so yes, it isn't a surprise, but I just wish we could have hung on to him for another season.
Did he remind you of any of the players that, because it was that speed and that, I was thinking of people like Cliffy Jones, well, like Ivor as well, but that speed.
Cliffy really, because Cliffy played on the wing and Cliffy had this sudden spurt of speed and everything. My brother-in-law Len, he wasn't like that speed merchant, but he was more like a crafty player, and he really could put a ball into the centre. He'd, from the wing position, he would. Well, Di Gwyther would always say, Di scored 4 goals with his head, and he said, he couldn't miss them because Lenny just put them right on his head, So that was Lenny's forte, but Cliffy was fast. And the thing is, with Dan cuts inside. He doesn't go right down to the byline and cross it, which, an old-fashioned winger would do. But Dan always cuts inside, and obviously he can get a shot then if he can get there. So it all depends which way they want to use him at Man U now. It's a different ball game, isn't it? Different team, different players. So we'll just have to wait and see.
Ollie McBurney, sad to see him go as well. Because he was such a character in the team, not just a player.
Yeah, and he's like practically a neighbour of mine. And Montero was living next door, so that's 2 empty houses there where we had 2 Swans players, so that's a bit disappointing as well. Yeah. But Ollie is a character then. He just takes over, doesn't he, on the team? And he seems to be involved in everything, and 1 minute he's heading out from the goal mouth defending, and then the next minute he's trying to head her in the other end. He's bags of energy and personality. Yeah. But having said that, I've been watching the friendly games on my iPad because they've been,
streaming them,
they've been streaming, so I like my streaming. Yeah. And I seen him mainly when Borgia came on, he seemed to drop back like what I would call an old-fashioned inside forward, and he was really good at that. I was hoping he would stay, and perhaps we could get some time out of Borgia. And I thought, that was a good combination. Yeah. But obviously, that's not going to happen now.
Having said that, last season, at this point of the season, we were all wondering where it was going to end, weren't we? And in the end, it was only a couple of games that we should have won, that we didn't win, that would have taken us into the playoffs.
because I went away to the Notts Forest game,
Mm-hmm.
and we should never have lost that. You know, we had the lead there, and we should never have lost that. So if we'd had 3 points there, and you know, a couple more games, and you know, I keep thinking we beat Sheffield United home and away, and Sheffield United go up. You know, small margins, but this happens in the Championship.
Yes.
And this was what we've got to learn to take.
Now, I remember you saying, and it was the first half of the season, I was really enjoying George Byers' play. And you made a couple of comments, because you'd been watching him through the under-23. Lovely touch, pirouetting about a bit, but he had to learn in the Championship that he wouldn't have, time?
The time. Could you get the time on the ball in the Championship? Not that they are faster, but they're on you straight away. You know, they're obviously defending, tackling, hard tackles in the Championship. And well, we can remember when we were there before how hard it was to get out to there. But George will come, because I don't think he's a shrinking violet from what I've seen of him playing. But you know, he's got some really nice touches, some classy touches, and I'm just hoping he will, you know, sort of harden up them, for want of another way, like Matty has, because Matty was, you know, I mean, Matty Grimes played brilliant last season. He steps up for a penalty, you know, no shrinking violet, so you do it.
And he's the captain.
And he's done it, and he's the new captain. Yeah.
Okay, so in pre-season, you watched most of the games. I remember we talked after there's the Exeter game and Yeovil, and he said, well, it's good, but you've got to remember the standard of the opposition.
Yeah.
But they were scoring goals, and unusual people were scoring goals.
Yeah.
Jay Fulton was scoring.
Jay did really well getting his hat-trick, didn't he? And he scored another goal after that, and it was really good. So, you know, this is what happens in a football club. Somebody moves out, somebody goes away, and then somebody else who's not really shone will suddenly come forward.
Yeah.
And you think, oh my God, where's he been all the time?
Yeah.
If you're watching under-23s, you know where they've been.
The academy, the under-23s, has been so much, well, it was money well spent, wasn't it?
It was. And I've got to say, for the previous regime, they spent well on that, you know. It didn't look at the time, having Lando and Fairwood, well, why did we need the two? But, you know, it has come to fruition, because it's mostly the 18s play as well at Lando. I don't really like going there in the winter, and it's cold and it's dark.
But you do go?
I do go.
Yeah.
But it is, I don't like it. I much prefer it when they play at the Liberty.
Yeah.
You can park your car and walk in. But,
Yeah.
Somebody's got to support them. I didn't go to the 18s on Monday night because I didn't really know they were playing.
Yeah. So a lot of positives, a lot of goals, and actually to beat Atalanta last weekend. I mean, I didn't get there, but
No,
you tell me it was pretty good, wasn't it?
It was good. It started off, and you know, they scored from nothing really. It was a good shot, but you know, thought, how on earth was he that free?
Yeah.
It was lovely to see Borja, by the way, because we hadn't really seen him at all, and he did well.
Well, there's a chance for him now, isn't there? I mean, if nobody's going to buy him, they might as well use him.
Well, if nobody's going to buy him and we're paying him, why not use him? And you know, obviously they will want to sell him, but you've got to put him in the shop window. And if he does well for us, you know, it won't be good for us, because then we'll have to sell him, but somebody will buy him.
Yeah.
And I understand it's the money, the wages that are the thing, you know, nothing else really.
Yeah,
so.
he seems a good character, doesn't he? I mean,
He
that does always seem to be. He seems to be smiling all the time.
He was smiling.
Just need to score loads of goals.
And when he scored that goal, you know, with the goalkeeper, like he was like, my goal, and I thought that was good.
And Sorrow really as well scored a goal.
Yes, that was good.
You know, because he was first choice at the start of last season, and he just disappeared. Confidence. I mean, you must have seen that over the years with players, that when their confidence comes or when their confidence goes.
Yeah, and I think what people have got to realise, that every player, never mind who he is, you know, can be De Bruyne, any of the really good ones, they hit a bad patch, and everybody goes through a bad patch in a season. And you've got to be patient. Like the managers realise, and they are patient, and they've got to play the players playing with them realise and try and G them up. But this is the thing, we've just got to wait and see now with these youngsters, because we rely on our youngsters now.
I mean, I suppose it was different when Ivor went to Newcastle, when went as a family. There wasn't quite the infrastructure, they weren't so mollycoddled as they are these days. But, going somewhere completely different, it is a shock to the system as well as being for the football.
A big shock, because we were quite young, and we had a young son. He was just 4 when we went off. And, the story is we had to go to a clubhouse in Mumbers when we got married,
right.
And I was homesick.
Homesick for where?
Yeah, well, for Plasmall.
So if anybody doesn't know where Plasmall is compared with Mumbles, it's about, I suppose, 5 miles, 20 minutes on the Mumbles train.
I know, it's on the members' train, because I didn't drive, and on the members' train and on a bus then.
Yeah.
And I was really homesick for it, so we lasted a while, and then we moved to Morriston. Amazing. Went to the top of Morriston, near where the hospital is now. Yeah. Right. Yeah. So, left it back in Morriston, and lo and behold, I hadn't been there no time. The next thing, I'm going to Newcastle. Now, the difference going from Morriston to Newcastle to going from Plasmall to Mumbles.
Yes, yes.
Oh my God, I thought, how am I going to cope? And to Newcastle I went, but I've got to say that people were amazing. They're very near to Welsh people.
Well, they sound the same, don't they? They sound very similar.
So they were good, and the football was brilliant.
Did it take Ivor a while to get into their style of play? No, straight away.
No, he went there. I mean, I didn't even know. He'd gone and he'd signed, and he didn't even know. He didn't even get in touch with me because we didn't have a phone. He was supposed to be coming home, and he didn't. And then the next thing, I go down to Morriston, and somebody shouts, "Your young man signed for Newcastle." I said, "No, he can't have. He's coming home." And she said, "No, yeah." So I rang Bill Payton. I don't know if you remember, Bill Payton used to be the editor of the Evening Post. And I rang him, and he said, "Yeah, he's going." I said, "He can't." He said, "He's playing on Saturday." This was like Thursday now. I said, "You haven't got any boots?" Because in those days, you had one pair of boots for the season, and that was your lot. And he said, "His boots are going up on the train today." And that was the Thursday, and he played on the Saturday. Still no contact with me, because no phone, no anything. Yeah. And so on the Saturday, I went to my sister's, because I don't know if you know, my sister's married to Len, my brother-in-law, obviously Ivor's brother, he's my brother-in-law. And so we were watching the football. They just used to have interaction into different programs. Who would score? They wanted, a big sport program, and it was Ivor was just going for Newcastle. I thought, "My God, he must be there. He must be there." You know where he was in the world. And he scored another one, just 2 free kicks. He just put the ball down, and it was in the net. And they played Leicester, and there were 60,000 people. Wow. He had never played with any of them before, but it didn't matter, did it? If you play you play. Yeah. And I don't think they had systems like they did today. Mm-hmm. You had your number 1 to number 11, and you all knew your positions,
Yes.
Which I sometimes wish we had today.
So no false number 9?
No, nothing. It was just, you had your number, and Ivor was number 10, and he always played number 10. I'm saying that, he did sometimes play 8, but it was mostly number 10. Yeah. And I think there was only one jersey number 10, so it didn't matter if you were 6'2" or 5'2". Yeah. The same jersey went on, I think. I'm sure they didn't have, in the lower clubs, like which Swansea would have been there. Yeah. So yes, and 1 pair of boots, and that was a lot.
Okay, so your thoughts then on the season. So we've had pre-season, we've had a couple of good goals. People seem to be pushing forward. The pressing game seems to be back. Okay, we're going to miss a couple of plays. Brought in a new goalkeeper.
Yeah.
That's last minute. That was interesting, wasn't it?
Yeah, and of course we got this other young boy.
Bender, isn't he?
Yeah.
And
he's a big boy.
Yeah.
Tall boy. I've seen him with the youngsters.
Good.
Yeah, he was good.
Because even in pre-season, that weakness that we've had at set places has shown itself a little bit.
Again,
hasn't it?
Yeah, just that once really.
Mm-hmm.
The once that, but. We have a few set pieces, mine, that we have overcome, or else we would have been losing, but it does need attention, and I'm sure he wouldn't have escaped the new managers. He will know all, because he's got, He's got Liam there, he's got Alan Curtis there, he's got all the boys that are around, like Alan Tate and all my favourites are now coming out today.
So he's surrounded by good people. He seems a good lad. He's got a good reputation. Good,
and he's Welsh.
I think his father's a Cardiff City fan, but there we are.
I know, but we can change it.
We can work on that.
I had to be a Cardiff City fan once, man.
What does Alan Curtis say? He played for Swansea against Cardiff, and it's the only time he's been booed by both sets of supporters.
I know. And I said to him like that, I said, I've used to play for Swansea and Cardiff against each other, for both. And I said, both sets cheered him.
Oh, there we are.
But that was in the day.
Back in the day.
Back in the day. But I said, they'd both be shouting for him and screaming for him. But he said, well, that was different.
Yeah.
I'd like to go.
So it's not just the Swans in the Championship. You do follow the Premier League as well. You watch all sorts of football. This season, Manchester City was so wonderful. Although we should have beaten them.
Oh yeah, we should have.
Beaten them.
That was on the telly yesterday.
He was robbed.
No, I can't believe that game. If we'd had VAR, we would have won that game.
You like Pep?
I do like Pep. He is good, and I do like him. But sometimes he is a little bit too serious. I prefer Klopp.
You like Klopp,
I
do you?
love Klopp because he is amazing, and I like him more this week because I don't know if you've heard that the Liverpool ladies had been touring. I think it was America. The same time as the first team, and they were invited to share their bus and to share lots of things with them. So being a feminist, get in there. The girls were included with the Liverpool team, so Klopp is definitely a favourite.
But excited? Start of another season?
I am so excited because I just love my football. I enjoyed watching the ladies through the summer. That was lovely.
Yeah,
the ladies. Disappointed that England, obviously, because we didn't have a Welsh team there, disappointed that England didn't win it in the end, but the Americans were amazing.
Yeah.
And obviously they've been doing it a lot longer. But I was fortunate enough when, a few years back, it was down in Park Scarlet.
Oh, yes. It
was in Park Scarlet, and the Welsh FA are really good. They sent me tickets to go down, so I managed to get to all the games down there. And I was so shocked.
Yeah.
Seeing,
no, you're doing great. You're doing absolutely.
These girls are so aggressive and so tough on the pitch. They were really tough. And then they came up into the stand, and it was a French team, and they looked so gorgeous. Their hair was down. They'd all been crying, and they looked. Absolutely, everyone like a model, and they looked so feminine. I couldn't relate to what they were on the pitch, But so it was. I really enjoyed it this year, watching the women play at Emirates, and I thought Neville done really well to get them where they are.
Yeah.
And hopefully Wales can, join them in the coming few years.
So if there's football on, you'll watch it.
If it was on, I'll watch it. I'm terrible. I've got one grandson, and I used to take him to football because his dad was working a Saturday morning, and I just loved it. I was gran who stood on her own by the goalmouth, didn't stay with anybody else. I like to be on my own, but it was great because fortunately he played for a good team. He played for West End, and they won the league and they won the cup and everything. So I'd be there when they were on the fizz over, drenched. But I loved it, So I'd stop and watch kids playing now, when I'm coming around the corner, if there's a game on, pretend I'm doing something in the car to have a little look. Because, my God, they think they're so woman watching the football match. But I do love it. Yeah. But any sport, really, I do enjoy watching sport. Yeah. I think with a husband in sport and 2 sons, you just got to join it. You get the code. Yeah. But I do love it,